Hello and welcome. Um, this is another designing series or redesigning series of creating matching wedding bands by Joel Smits. This example is a customer basically just has a family heirloom. It's about a 1 carat 22 center stone, and it's what we call a traditional old-fashioned engagement ring made out of platinum, and then on both sides you've got a small little round that flanks the center. It's got a beautiful setting look, which is this is called a 12 point setting because you've got three on each corner. It holds the stone nice. The outside is a little bit more for decorative accent. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a mirrored band. Sometimes they're called mirror bands or matching bands or shadow bands or wetters. So we're just going to call it a matching wedding band. From here, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the middle of the ring so that it just leaves us the ring to work with. Then from there, we are going to create another band that matches. And so what I did is I already pre-made a matching band, keeping the sides the same so it does look like it matches. And when creating matching bands, there's a couple of things that you need to know. And one of them is how it fits up against the engagement ring. Sometimes, and it all is dependent upon how the center stone setting is set to the wedding band. If underneath this it is full, then it's not going to allow for a seamless fit with the wedding band, right snug fit up against the band. It really depends once again on how this is set to the band, and you can't see from that angle, but there are settings that can actually be made where it's very has a somewhat of an acute taper, and that tapers into this part of the ring. And if that's the case, then it would actually create a little bit more of a solid fit. But this one actually is a little thicker underneath, so we will need to do something uh, uh, in this band to be able to cut it out so that it does fit seamless. If she didn't want it cut out and she wanted a straight band, which many women like to do, then of course when it laid up against it, it would have an opening. And some women like that, lots of women don't, because you can see the underlining skin that protrudes through when you have an opening like that. So I'm going to go ahead and just bring up one of the cutout bands that we have, and to this look it actually fits kind of nice and seamless up against that. Now we can do that. We can do one for the other side if you wanted it to balance. That's not going to work. Um, I'll do it this way. Then I'm going to overlay the major ring again. So you have a ring like that. Or you can create just the one band, and in setting styles there's a multitude of different types of setting. You can leave it kind of high polish, or you can engrave in like these little boxes, or you can put some diamonds bead set in different settings right across here. Looks like we're going to have about, let's make this a little smaller. There we go. And then we'll match those to the other side like that. And then looks like we might have to get just a little bit smaller. Okay, so we'll push this here. Do the same thing on the other one. There we go. And then I'm going to take one more and we'll make that center right in the middle. There we go. What's nice about digitally making this is that it actually gives us the ability to move things around. When you're doing this live or from metal, it's not that easy to do. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and combine all this, and then I'm going to go ahead and put in little setting features here, little prongs that hold the stones together. This is kind of like a final thing. Like I said, this is not the only way this could be done, but this kind of gives you an idea. And then what I'll do is I'll overlay the existing engagement ring so that it goes over a little bit. So within a couple of minutes, we were able to create a matching wedding band. I hope you enjoyed this video. Um, if you are interested in knowing more, you can always call us at our one of our two studios in either Concord or Pleasant Hill or San Ramon. And we can actually sit down and you can enjoy a free designing session with one of our designers. Thanks for watching.